G'day ladies and gents, what you're looking at here today is the Tiger Armed Reconnaissance Helicopter, or ARH Tiger we call it. The Australian Regular Army currently operates 22 of these aircraft. The one you're looking at today is based out of the Army Aviation Training Centre at Oakey, which is near Brisbane. As you can see, the Tiger is a tandem seat aircraft. What that means for us is that we generally have a pilot sit in the front seat and what we call a battle captain sit in the rear seat. Both of the people are in fact both qualified pilots and can fly the aircraft from both seats. The only difference being that the battle captain in his cockpit has a few extra controls to control our roof-mounted sighting system. Our roof-mounted sights have a TV and thermal imagery equipment. That lets us detect people out to 8 kilometres away by day or night. Also in the roof-mounted sights we have a laser rangefinder, a laser target designator and a laser spot tracker. That allows us to direct our own laser-guided missiles as well as RAF assets such as laser-guided bombs. The armament of the aircraft consists of our front-mounted 30mm cannon. The cannon fires out to 1500 metres and fires semi-armoured piercing, high-explosive incendiary rounds. We can carry up to 450 of those rounds in the aircraft and they're fired at a rate of up to 720 rounds per minute. The cannon can also be tied to the pilot's helmet so that wherever the pilot looks, the cannon can fire. On this side of the aircraft we have our 70mm rockets. We can fire our rockets out to 4 kilometres where they can destroy lightly armoured vehicles such as the ones you see over here. On the far side of the aircraft we have the AGM-114 Hellfire missile. That's a laser guided missile that we can fire out to 8 kilometres from the aircraft. It's capable of pretty well destroying any main battlefield tank in use today. For our own protection on the aircraft, we have a missile launch detector system, a radar warning receiver system, and down on the end of the stub wings, our laser warning receiver system. The system is tied together by the aircraft to warn us if anyone's trying to target the radar or any sort of guided missile. It allows us to dispense chaff and flare from the rear of the aircraft and conduct basic manoeuvres. If anyone's got any more questions about the ARH Tiger, please come forward and talk to anyone here. We're all pilots on the actual aircraft, and you're most welcome to look at the cockpit as well. Thanks.
G'day ladies and gents, and welcome to the Avalon Airshow 2015. And what better way to start the video than by letting somebody who actually flew one of the machines here explain his machine. So the Australian International Airshow, or the Avalon Airshow, held from the 27th of February to the 1st of March 2015, and this year was the centenary of the Anzac. 1915 to 2015, remembering 100 years of military aviation. And it was fitting that one of the first air displays that we saw of the day was World War I aircraft in a mock ground attack and dogfight simulation. I'm not going to talk my way through all of this, I want you guys to hear the wonderful engine notes, so here you go. The smoke pillars you see in the background were created by a pyrotechnics team and used to simulate bomb detonations on the simulated attack runs that the aircraft were performing. Of course, the airshow isn't just military aircraft. You would be amazed at how many civilian aircraft were available to actually look at there as well. What was really interesting about the civilian sections is a lot of the aircraft were actually available to purchase. They weren't just there to be put on display, they were there for sales. Of course, in events like this, if you ever actually have to ask the price of the vehicle, you can't afford to buy it. And while a great number of the aircraft were actually open for you to be able to check out, the civilian version of the Hercules over there, while many of the aircraft were actually available for you to go inside of and have a look around, there were some that I was very interested in seeing what they were laid out like, but unless you sort of looked like you had the money to at least get a flight in one of them, they weren't letting you have a look. One example of an aircraft I really wanted to check out was this one here. This is a Gulfstream G280. It is an amazing looking personal jet, but unless you're wearing at least an $8,000 business suit, they will not let you cross that barricade and sitting in those chairs, let alone having a look inside the aircraft itself. Then there's the TBM 900. Now this plane was wicked. This is a 4-seater personal sports aircraft that has performance that is comparable to that of a World War II single-seat fighter. Its level flight cruising speed is 330 knots or 611 kilometers an hour. And yes, they come standard with the chrome nose cone. So this beautiful machine is the Dassault Falcon 900 LX. Most people know Dassault for the creation of the Mirage series of fighters, but they're also responsible for the creation of a large number of civil aircraft as well. So as we begin to leave the civil aviation area, I came across this Cessna. Now I do love my Cessnas, and this was the only amphibious aircraft that I could find. This is a Cessna 206 amphibian, an entry-level aircraft, but still too expensive to get a price on. Now right behind it was this thing. I actually have no idea what the hell this was. There was no signage around the aircraft itself, and I've never seen a design quite like it before. But I actually really like it. If anybody in the comments knows what it is, drop me a line.
As you say, as only you can say. I'm not going to try that one. But as you can see, folks, when they do come back, notice the amount of sweep on the wings of the Sabre and the Hornet compared to the Meteor. The Meteor being designed and realistically being built by the end of the Second World War had more of a straight wing, as the Second World War fighters did have. As the aircraft and the aerodynamics improved, the swept wing meant that the aircraft could go faster. The Meteor had its first combat success in August of 1944 against German V-1 flying bombs.
Say if these three aircraft now went their separate ways, they're set up against each other.
Yep.
How long would the Meteor and the Sabre survive?
Not long.
About 2 seconds. But
Yeah, it'd be over in about, you'll see in the air combat manoeuvring later on, the flight normally goes for about 60 to 90 seconds. It's the longest 90 seconds of your life.
Saying the lead aircraft smoke on there, the CAC Sabre, you can see the wings are swept back.
So as the Sabre, Meteor and Hornet slipped off into the background, they were replaced by these guys from Awesome Aviation in their Extra 330s. They were actually trialling a brand new modification to the smoke generators used on aerobatic aircraft. You'll notice they're releasing their smoke puffs at almost identical moments. Their new aerobatic smoke generators are actually linked and in radio contact with one another in order to create this effect. There are very, very, very few things out there better than watching a skilled stunt pilot do his work. That's got to be the best job in the world. So with the Extra 330s returned to the ground, there was about half an hour before the F-16s were going up, so it was decided it was time to have another wander down the flight line, where we came across an RAAF Caribou. Now, the Caribou is actually phased out of service now. It is not an RAAF active service aircraft. However, there is a small number that the RAAF do maintain, although I think this one here is civilian owned. What was interesting about it is this particular aircraft is actually on the listing to do a flight demonstration, yet it had absolutely no barricades around it. You could crawl all over it.
Oh, hey, buddy.
Well, at least you could crawl over it up until the point that they're actually getting ready to move it out to go down to the flight line and fire up the engines and get ready for its demonstration. So ladies and gents, I'm actually going to call this video to a close here. This Avalon Airshow video is actually going to be a two-parter. I'll have the next part of the video uploaded as soon as possible. In that one we'll be taking a look at some of the World War I displays, part of the reenactment area, as well as actually see the Caribou fire up its engines and have a few more air displays. I also got up close and personal with the Canberra, and it's amazing how small that aircraft actually is. Anyways, ladies and gents, hope you enjoyed the video. Click like if you do, subscribe if you want to see more. Fly smart, fly safe, and I'll catch you in the skies.